Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage we've got another staggering secret of the XK8. Staggering is when a car manufacturer decides to fit a different width of wheel to the front and to the back of their vehicle. Very, very rarely a different diameter, but we are talking super rare. Staggering itself is not that common. And unless you're into very serious supercars, you know, your Lamborghinis, your Ferraris, Lotus Esprits, or, to be fair, the occasional high-end BMW, you're not going to come across staggering, so it's not a common thing to think about. Jaguar XK8s are typically staggered. My car has 18-inch flute alloy wheels. This is the most popular optional wheel offered on the XK8. They're 18-inch in diameter, and they are 8J on the front and 9J on the rear. And J is essentially the width of the wheel between the rim lips. So we look at the front wheel, which is an 8J wheel on my XK8, and what it looks at first glance to be an identical wheel on the rear is entirely different. So I like to just stare for a moment at the profile of the wheel. Here is the edge of the rim, and the spokes do slightly slope in towards the centre, and the centerpiece is set back from the outer by around 30 millimeters. But these spokes are essentially pretty much coming out perpendicular to the rim. So it's kind of a flat look that curves in later. If I now move us to the rear wheel and try and set up exactly the same view, what I don't know if you can see on film, but go and look at your own car and you'll see it very, very obviously, is the same design of wheel, but the spokes ramp in much steeper. It's a much more of an angle because this surface is a long way further back from the edge. This is nearer to 50 mil. And for an 18-inch shod car like mine, what that means is that the front tyres should be 245, 45 ZR18s, whilst the rears should be 255, 45 R18. Original equipment for the UK spec car was always a Pirelli P0 tyre, which was part of the design intent when setting up the suspension, handling, ride harshness, vibration, etc. of this vehicle. So, is this staggering on every single wheel set for the XK8 and XKR or X100? No, but it is on the vast majority. The biggest single exception are the 17-inch wheels, typically Revolver, which was the launch wheel for the car. And in the UK, you don't tend to see as many Revolver wheels. As a nation, we do tend to go for very high spec cars, upgrades and options, etc, etc. So most cars ended up with an 18-inch upgrade. But elsewhere in the world, lots of cars are running on 17-inch revolver wheels. And that's a very sensible thing to do. The 17-inch revolver wheel has a higher sidewall, so comfortable. So harder to curb your alloys. So lots of other little advantages, particularly if you like the look of them. Also, a 17-inch revolver wheel will fit in the boot or trunk below the cargo floor, and because the 17-inch wheels are not staggered, they're the same width front and rear, they will both obviously go underneath the floor, meaning it's actually okay to carry a spare full-size wheel which will fit. If I tried to carry a spare full-size wheel, I would probably be carrying the wrong one, front or rear, and the rears won't go in the boot with the proper boot floor in because they're too wide. So almost all of the Jaguars on the road in the UK will have staggered wheels. Those with 17s won't. Elsewhere in the world, 17s are far more common. As soon as you go into the 18-inch and above, assume your wheels are staggered. There are lots of different designs. You can look at great videos on all the different designs of wheels that come with the Jag through O&D R Modurol, that YouTube site. I'll probably link to it. Great site. They've got a brilliant video on all the different options. So if you're into the wheel specs, go there. So back to Brian Pennington, our subscriber, and he had this particular issue where he got two 5.5s on his front wheels and wanted to know what's going on. Is this good? Is this bad? Is it a problem? Are they correct? Because Brian's running flutes, I know that the wheels should be staggered. So my first piece of advice to him and to you, if you've got a similar thing, is just check that your wheels are different on the rear to the front. It's possible that wheels have been curbed or damaged in the past, second-hand wheels have been fitted, and it is possible that a full set of rear wheels has been fitted to the vehicle, and they will fit. It's very close to rubbing, fouling and scuffing on the front when you're on full lock if you've got a set of rears on the front, but they will go on. So check that out first. Is it dangerous or a problem to run 255s or the wider tyre all round on the XK8? No, it's not unsafe to do so. However, there are some downsides to it. Firstly, the front ride height is going to be slightly upset. Next, the correct tyre, the 245/45 that's supposed to be on the front, will have a shallower sidewall. And that shallower sidewall, combined with the correct width of rim, creating a nice square cross section with short walls on the front, will give you better handling, as in quicker steering response, quicker, more sharp turn in. So if the front end feels a bit floaty or sloppy, that could be because the wrong tyres are on the front. Another thing you can get is increased tram lining. So tram lining is an effect where the front wheels of the car feel like they're doing their own steering just a little bit. And it's typically that the wheels will try to track the high point in the road, or the crown of the road as we call it in the UK. And when the road is uneven, you'll feel the wheels start to pull because you're not getting the standard effect of centre of the road is slightly high, so it pulls you away from the curb fractionally. The wider the rubber, the more you get tram lining, and obviously the suspension geometry is set up to dial out that to a great degree on the XK8. As soon as you get the width wrong, you increase the amount of tram lining that occurs. You can also end up with uneven tyre wear because now you've not got that nice square profile where the weight of the sidewalls is pushing down near the edges of the tyre. You've got a very slightly rhomboid shape, allowing the tyre to sort of roll a little bit more on the rim, pushing the weight around, and can cause uneven tyre wear. And lastly, and maybe very minor, you've spent 10% more, possibly, on the front tyres than you needed to, because evidently a larger tyre generally will cost you more money. There you have it, another little secret of the XK8. Regular viewers again will have noticed that I've been doing a lot more videos on my motorhome, Ruby, and please don't concern yourself that we're backing off on the videos of the XK8. That's not happening. That's purely about needing to get Ruby into a position where A, we can start using it for our own vacations or holidays, and yes we have, and it's fantastic. And also I need to start using her for work just a little. So we'll be bringing out lots more XK8 videos real soon. If you've not already entered our 2021 photo competition for the XK8, then you have until midnight on the last day of this month, June 2021, to get your entry to me, and that goes to john@tothegarage.co.uk. It should be landscape. It should contain a picture of your car, which must be an X100, XK8 or XKR. And please include your name, where the photograph was taken, and any other little details you want to include about your car. More details about that photo competition will be found if you look back on other videos. Look for the title Photo Competition. And for those who really closely follow the channel, I have referenced a few times that I've been a little bit on the low energy levels, and for those of you who really take care and read between the lines and who have privately messaged me about all that sort of good stuff, my dad is out of hospital and seems to be doing quite well, and I'm feeling quite well too. So hopefully we can start putting all that behind us. So for now, I'm going to say ta-ta. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.